All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Kodash, that will honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Back again with another article, and man, this article, hey man, it was just funny to me because it's just like it's to that point, man, where this is what they're saying. It says here, U.S. Coast Guard tells employees to babysit and hold garage sales to survive government shutdown. Man, like this, wow, that's crazy. Like it's at that point. But and that's showing you how bad it's getting, man, to the point where the U.S. Coast Guard is actually telling their employees this, man, to what babysit and hold garage sales just to survive the government shutdown, man. You know, and that's not a good thing at all, man. It says, so I'm gonna read it real quick. It says, the cash-strapped U.S. Coast Guard has quietly removed a tip sheet it had posted on its website suggesting that employees hold garage sales, babysit, or take up other odd jobs to make ends meet during the government shutdown. The memo, and now the sad part is, they don't know how long it's gonna last. They don't know how long they're gonna need to do this. So if they thought they could tough it out, go into their savings and just endure a little bit till the government opens up again. Well, Trump is not ready to make a deal with these Democrats and vice versa. So just how long are they gonna have to endure this? They don't know. Okay, but imagine having to go from a U.S. Coast Guard to looking for a babysitting job, or stuff like that. Like what experience do you have in that? You know, but it says the memo advised employees to be creative and offered some rather patronizing suggestions to make quick cash. Offer to watch children, walk pets, or house sit. Turn your hobby into income. Even have a garage sale, clean out your attic, basement, and closets at the same time. The more adventurous could even become a mystery shopper. Retailers are desperate to check how their in-store customer service is and will employ you to shop and rate their service. This is something you tell somebody who doesn't have a job, you know, not somebody. It's not a U.S. Coast Guard, okay, but that's how bad it's getting, and it's only gonna get worse and worse, man. Okay, this place is on its last legs, okay, and this government shutdown is driving it to its grave, man. All right, because it's affecting everybody. Okay, it says employees of the U.S. Coast Guard who are facing a long government shutdown just received a suggestion to get by without pay. Consider holding a garage sale, babysitting, dog walking, or serving as a mystery shopper. It says while it may be uncomfortable to deal with the hard facts, it's best to avoid the hide your head in the sand reaction. The tip sheet sagely advised stay in charge of the situation by getting a clear understanding of what's happening. The pamphlet was removed after the Washington Post linked to it. Service spokesman LT um, Scott McBride claimed it did not reflect the Coast Guard's current efforts to support our workforce during this lapse in appropriations. Some of the advice was just pathetic. Acknowledge acknowledge that this is hard work. Give yourself credit for doing a tough job. Other lines were notable for their sanity. Don't use credit to supply your income. A reminder that bankruptcy is a last option was more worrisome, suggesting that even during flush times, Coast Guard employees don't make nearly as much as their colleagues at the Pentagon. All right, it says Republicans introduced the Pay Our Coast Guard Act in the Senate last week with bipartisan support in an attempt to keep the agency afloat. See, and that's sad, man, to keep it afloat. It says though President Trump has vowed to veto any and all attempts to reopen parts of government until he gets his wall funding, House Democrats have nevertheless begun passing individual bills to reopen the shuttered agencies, hoping to put pressure on Senate Republicans who have thus far declined to waste time taking up bills sure to be vetoed by the president. Okay, and understand that. Look, this guy right here, Trump, he's not gonna allow them to do this because then there's gonna be no point in having the government shut down. He wants people to feel the burn so that he can get his wall. He wants the Democrats to crack, all right, under the pressure. It says, while Trump claims government workers support him, the absence of a paycheck tends to erode political posturing. Coast Guard wife Natalie Daniels condemned both parties for playing a game of political chicken with Americans. While the Pentagon remains fully funded during the shutdown, the Coast Guard is part of the Department of Homeland Security. In addition to 41,000 active duty members, 2,100 civilian employees have been designated essential and must work without pay. 6,400 others have been furloughed since the shutdown began nearly 3 weeks ago. All right, and we're going into that month, man. Okay, and hey, like I said, people are gonna get fed up, okay, of having to deal with stuff like this, and they're not gonna waste their time anymore. Okay, and that's when things are really gonna get crazy out here, man. When people start taking their power into their own hands, like it says in Second Esdras, the 15th chapter. Okay, but these are all what? These are all signs showing you the direction in which America's headed, man. All right, and that's destruction. Okay, so Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. Just another quick update. All right, until next time, I'll say shalom.